The Israeli Prime Minister's psychiatrist found dead. John Zherka gets into a fight. Gaza's main hospital loses power as Israelis continue their attack. Elon Musk has released his own AI called Grok. SAG's strike is finally over. And one controversial question that I have for women at the end. Peace, everyone. Welcome to Full Notice. My name is Ron Mari, and this is At Perception, where I give you guys the news, insights, highlights, information on various topics that I find interesting. I hope everyone is having a great day. Before we get into today's video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let's get right into today's video. Today's first topic is a psychiatrist by the name of Dr. Moshe Yatum, a renowned psychiatrist celebrated for his work on curing severe mental illness, was discovered dead in his Tel Aviv home by a supposed self-inflicted gunshot wound. That sounds a little weird, and if you're anything like me, you'd be a little skeptical until you find out exactly what was accompanied by his death. So a suicide note was revealed to implicate that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as the source of Yatum's despair. The note explained his efforts of 9 years to penetrate the enigmatic, psychotic mind of Netanyahu. He was defeated by what he calls a waterfall of lies. Yatum wrote in his journal the change of his once spirited personality while treating the Prime Minister, Netanyahu, whose thought process he likened to a black hole of self-contradiction. Imagine being the psychiatrist of a man who is now known as an international war criminal. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and let's continue on to the next topic. Alright guys, this is a little random, but as you guys know, influencer John Zherka is at it again with his shenanigans in apparently punching the wrong guy. Zherka was captured on video fighting against HS TikToki. Yes, the name is weird. After the fight, HS explains that Zherka came up to them while he was with his woman in Miami's Brickell area having drinks. HS said in a stream afterwards that Zherka has apparently been asking him to fight, with HS declining multiple times.
Boys, they just play games for the internet. All these men, I said I don't want to fight him. How many times? Boys, how many times did I say I don't want to fight you? I don't want to do it for the stream. I don't want to do it for clout. How is he pulling up on me like that? This guy off his face.
HS TikToki said that he was embarrassed about the situation and embarrassed for his woman. Guys, my comments on this situation is pretty basic. I think it's embarrassing to put yourself in those kinds of positions as a man, walking up to other people and doing things for what appears to be clout, obviously. And it was a bad look for Zherka, in my opinion. I think that John Zherka looked real bad in that video, if you guys seen the video. So nothing against Zherka, but he took a L on this one. That's just my opinion. He may look at the video and try to sway it in his direction. However, we all know that that wasn't the best look for Zherka. So my advice to Zherka is, man, just keep streaming, be peaceful, and stop acting the fool for likes. It's not worth it at the end. Go talk to your boy Sneeko. Sneeko has a plan. I think he's executing his plan properly, staying low, doing the right things, being positive. I think that's going to be a better result for not only himself, but for the overall streaming world. We don't want to make streamers go out there and put themselves in harm's way. And Zherka, you took a L, my guy. In war news, Gaza's main hospital, Al-Shifa, was under siege as Israeli forces surrounded it and caused a power outage, causing the deaths of countless premature babies that were in incubators, as well as other patients that were on life support and using other devices. Without fuel to run generators for a few days, possibly weeks at this point, they finally ran out of fuel and caused a massive amount of damage to the innocent civilians that were there. As the world watches the inhuman treatment of the Palestinian people, people around the world are starting to come together and protest the situation, protest the deaths of innocent civilians and innocent Palestinians. And As I said in previous video, we just have to hope that the Israeli forces can find whoever it is that they're looking for on the Hamas side without causing civilian casualties. I'm sure that is a very difficult thing to do. However, if they continue to bomb indiscriminately and cause deaths, they're going to be faced with severe consequences, not by just Hamas, but the world in general. The public is a very brutal place to be, and right now the image of Israel is tarnished at this point. I don't think that they can recover, at least not anytime soon, with regards to their PR. So while this is going on, thousands have gathered in front of the central military headquarters in Tel Aviv to express frustration with Israel's response to the 200 hostages, implying that they are more focused on killing Palestinians than they are actually saving the 200 hostages. The world is closing in on Israel while letting them know that they will not be accepting these actions much longer, with Hezbollah leaders saying that they will continue to keep pressure on Israel, and while North Korea making statements, Russia making statements, China making statements, and Turkey also condemning Israel, the atrocities against civilians is taking a toll on the Israeli social clout. And a lot of the prestige of Israel has been taken away by Benjamin Netanyahu's administration, which, for those that don't know, many of the Israelis living in Israel do not like his administration and want to actually get him out as soon as possible. So with that being said, let's move on to the next topic. Elon Musk has released his own AI model called Grok. In an official statement by xAI's team stating that Grok is an AI modeled after the Hiker's Guide to the Galaxy, so intended answers almost anything and far harder, even suggests what questions to ask. Grok is designed to answer questions with a bit of wit, has a rebellious streak. Please don't use it if you hate humor. A unique and fundamental advantage of Grok is that it has real-time knowledge of the world via the X platform. It will also answer spicy questions that are rejected by most other AI systems. Grok is still in a very early beta product stage, the best we can do with a 2-month of training. So expect it to improve rapidly with each passing week with your help. My comments on this, guys, are I'm thankful for a new model, as anytime that there's a monopoly on anything, it's a problem. So I think ChatGPT was a monopoly, and now we're having an alternative model. There are many other models out there. However, let us hope that this new AI model can advance fast enough to catch up and hopefully surpass ChatGPT and become another powerhouse in the AI space. I think Elon Musk is doing a great job by integrating Twitter's live feed to the model so that we can ask real-time questions and get real-time results and real-time answers. And hey, who doesn't like a little humor, a little comedy? So I think that's awesome. There's one thing that I did want to mention with regards to this story and something to think about. There was a man that asked, that was on the Piers Morgan show, a Piers Morgan interview. He was a doctor. I'm not quite sure his name, Basame, I believe. And he did ask a question that I thought was interesting. He said, if you were to ask ChatGPT if Israel deserved a state, the ChatGPT model would say, yes, Israel deserves a state, and so forth and so on. And if you asked it if the Palestinians deserved a state, the answer was, well, it's a very complex issue and it's complicated and so forth and so on. So I think it's noteworthy to know that the owner of ChatGPT is Jewish, and not to knock him for that. I think that's awesome. It's just to see that there may be biases in certain parts, and as long as we can get away from biases and kind of just be open and honest and have the ability to have these models not give answers that may sway the public in either left or right, or in any other way. Just answer it fairly. I think that that's a W. So, now that we have something else, maybe it'll be wise to make all the models as fair as they can be, so that people don't just selectively choose the model that they like most. With that being said, let's move on to the next topic. After 118 days, the SAG strike is finally over. This is the longest strike in history so far with regards to Hollywood. This means that the Actors Guild can finally resume their business, and there is a contract on the table. The negotiating committee voted unanimously to approve a tentative agreement with the AMPTP. The committee explained in a contract valued at over $1 billion, we have achieved a deal of extraordinary scope that includes above-pattern minimum compensation increases, unprecedented provisions for consent, and compensation that will protect members from the threat of AI. Finally, actors can go back to work, and movies like Deadpool 3 and Gladiators 2 can finally come out. Because as you guys know, the movie theaters have been a little stale lately. And finally, we get some good movies coming out soon, hopefully. And with that being said, let's move on to our last kind of topic. Is a question that I have for you guys. It's a bit random, but I think it's a fair question to ask. It's a funny question, but I do want the chat to go crazy and answer this question. So, women, do you all sleep with a bra on, or do you prefer to let them things hang loose? So, also, we would like to know if it's healthier to have a bra on or to let them things loose. So, write your comments down below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And like always, peace.